The island of North Cyprus has been inhabited, well, forever really, and a lot of that history is very easy to find. In fact, it's right around your house, and I want to show you some of that history in this video. Let's get started. A couple of side notes before we get started. First of all, I don't really live anywhere special. I live in just a random village. And wherever you happen to move when you come to North Cyprus, you're going to find, I believe, much the same thing. The other thing I wanted to tell you is there is nothing in this video that is not within walking distance of my house. In fact, I did walk. Yesterday I went out and shot you a little video. To start this video off, I walked down to the beach, about 50 meters down here. And if you look down, you'll see a lot of clay pebbles. Now, over time, a lot of people have dropped cups and plates and so forth. And these broken plates have left these little shards, these little pebbles. Anything clay colored that you see as you walk along is not natural. All of these things started out life as bits of pottery, and you will find these shards literally all over the island. The island is covered in history, and it's all underfoot, but you have to get out of your car and you have to walk. So that's how you're going to discover a lot about the area where you live. I want to show you something else. The remains of an old castle. It's just up on the top of a hill. This is a wall. And on the other side is, this time of year there's a lot of growth, but there is the remains of a stone wall, stacked fitted stones. And this was the entrance under the castle. You would ride your horses essentially under the floor into the castle proper. There are no pictures of Gastria Castle today, but we do know the Crusaders built it originally, remember back in the Crusades, and after that, Richard the Lionheart wound up with this castle. Now, on the far side of the castle, there's a hill on the inland side, and there was a village here. This village has never been investigated, and as far as I know, there's a complete village just underneath the plow line. No archaeologists have ever looked at it. Look at these steps. They have been there so long, they've actually worn down. The treads themselves have dips in them because they were used for many, many decades, perhaps a few centuries. It led up to a guard house that looked over the street, or road really, coming up to the castle. This was a protected area, obviously a fighting castle. But today, the walls of the castle are just down the hill, and they're located in what was a fish farm. This fish farm is no longer used, but the walls of the castle are still there, and nothing of the castle itself really remains.
If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button.
Let's walk a little bit in the opposite direction up the beach from my house over that way. And I want to show you something. This is what was rubbish. Remember all those clay pots that broke? Well, this is where they wound up. You see, the trash can or rubbish bin really didn't come into use until the late 1800s. So what folks would do, they would take anything that was broken and throw it out into a particular area in the yard. And so you have these piles that archaeologists just love to find because it tells you so much about daily life around, in this case, this portion of Cyprus. This is really interesting to me because remember when we were back up at the beach near my house, we were looking at these little shards here you find large pieces, the better part of a plate or the better part of a cup. Now, an archaeologist could look at this and date it. They can tell you, well, this style came from this period. And these things are not really all that uncommon. By the way, this is really right at the water and has been eroded over time, and the sand has just dropped away and gone out into the sea. Guys, that's going to do it for this time. I hope when you move here, you'll get out of the house, go find your own Gastria castle. I promise they're around if you go look, and you'll really be fascinated by the area here in North Cyprus. That's going to do it for now. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.